Hello, we are Group 3 that consists of me, Zakia Mumtaza, and
Irene Natali.
we are going to talk about learning strategies. The first material is about understanding learning strategies. Strategy comes from the Greek as noun that is strategos, combination of the words stratos and ego. Strategos as a verb means to plan. Based on the meaning above, the strategy can be interpreted as a pattern that is planned or in set to perform activities and actions. The term learning means an of effort or effort to teach and teach a person or group of people with various methods, strategies, and approaches toward the goals that have been planned. A learning strategy is an approach in a learning system in the form of general guidelines or diversity of activities to achieve learning objective. Dick and Carey, 1985, argued that a learning strategy is a set of learning material and procedures that are used together to generate student or training outcomes. The next part is about learning approaches and methods. The learning approach is a way of view and see or understand the situation in learning. There are two types of approaches in learning, namely the teacher-centered approach and the student-centered approach. The learning method is a way for a teacher to deliver learning material so that the basic learning objective and competencies can be achieved. And the next part is about various learning strategies. The various learning strategies are as follows. The first is expository learning strategies. Expository learning strategies are strategies that are carried out by the process of verbally delivering material by a teacher to student with the aim that students can master the learning material optimally. Expository learning strategies are often called direct learning strategies because this learning strategy is carried out by the way the teacher gives the material directly to students and the teacher processes the material and then the students are required to understand the material. And the second one is problem-based learning strategies. This strategy prioritizes the learning process in which the teacher is assigned to focus on helping students in achieving their skill and directing themselves. Teacher in problem-based learning play a role as the presenter of the issue. The questionnaire holds a dialogue, helps to find problems, and provides research facilities. In addition, teachers also prepare support and encouragement that can grow students' intellectual.
The third learning strategies is contextual learning strategies. Contextual teaching learning can also be abbreviated CTL, is a learning strategy that links learning material with the real world so that students can apply their subject matter to their daily life. In this strategy, teachers are assigned to provide convenience to their students and provide adequate infrastructure to their students. Next is inquiry learning strategy. Inquiry learning strategies are strategies that emphasize the process of searching and finding. The teacher does not provide learning materials directly, but the teacher is only a facilitator and guide for students to learn. The role of the students is to search and find the subject matter himself. Learning series from this strategy is an observation in an effort to understand a concept and process of critical thinking and analysis seek and determine for themselves to answer the problem at question. Next is effective learner strategies. Effective learning strategies are related to the consciousness of a person that grows from within the person. The ability of effective attitudes is related to interests and attitudes such as cooperation, responsibility, discipline, commitment, honesty, self-confidence, respect for the opinions of others, and the ability to control oneself. Educators in this method must pay attention to the affective characteristics of learners so that learning outcomes can be optimal. The last learning strategies is cooperative learning strategies. Cooperative learning is an umbrella term for a set of teaching strategies designed or created to educate students in groups and interactions between students. Strategy cooperative learning has three learning objectives, namely academic learning outcomes, acceptance of diversity, and development of social skills. Next material is student interaction in following strategies. Learning strategies used a teacher in teaching can include memorizing materials, combining materials, taking notes, drawing, and develop a concept map. There is also strategies in monitoring such as speed monitoring and adjusting with available time. Concerning with cognitive, the literature has shown that learning strategies can improve learning and potency. Similar studies report that the use of learning strategies has a predictive role in learning achievement. Therefore, in this study, a teacher can attribute his strategies to students' learning achievement. Of course, in a class when participating in learning, there must be students who actively participate in learning and some who are less active. In this case, of course, a teacher's approach strategy is needed to students who are less active, such as providing motivation to learn. Because there are students who are less active, not because the student lacks the ability to learn. However, there is a lack of motivation from a teacher in learning, so that the student does not try to move his ability to learn. In compulsory learning for a teacher as a teacher has ability to motivate participants his education that they should strive and achieve his achievements. So it can be concluded that a learning strategy is an approach in learning system in the form of general guidelines or diversity of activities to achieve learning objective. Dick and Carey in 1985 argued that learning strategies is a set of learning materials and procedures that are used together to produce learning outcomes for students or training participants. The learning approach is a way of looking at and seeing or understanding situations in learning. There are two types of approaches in learning, namely the approach that teacher-centered or teacher-centered approach and student-centered interpretation. Student-centered approach. The learning method is a way for a teacher to deliver learning materials show that the basic learning objective and competencies can be achieved. Strategies used by a teacher in teaching can include memorizing material, combining materials, taking notes, drawing and developing concept maps. There are also strategies in monitoring such as monitoring speed and adjusting to the available time. With regard to cognitive, literature has shown that learning strategies can enhance learning and potential. Similar to studies report that the use of learning strategies has a predictive role in learning achievement. Therefore, in this study, a teacher can attribute his strategies to students' learning achievement. That's it from our group. Thank you.